Get to chat with a lot of folks you'll be seeing on the ISMA MSS Tour this year, including a former champion who's on the line with me right now. Ben Seitz is out of Bourne, Massachusetts, and like we said, he is a former ISMA champion back in 2014. Last year, he finished 11th in the points, only got in 5 starts, and like we said, he's on a work assignment right now, but he's out of Bourne, Massachusetts. Let's find out what's going on with driver of the Vic Miller-owned number 11. Ben Seitz joins us here. I met Ben in the trailer last year up at Oswego. Hey, man, how we been?
Not too bad. How you doing?
Doing very well. So how are things looking right now? How's the car?
Ready. Yeah, it's looking good. Car should be strong this season.
Same car as last year?
Yes. A couple tweaks here and there. Should be quite a bit better.
Is there something we're looking for it to do more or less of with those tweaks that you described?
Hopefully go faster.
Okay. Well, how was last season? We didn't get out a lot. I saw you out at the race at Oswego there. How was it overall?
So I started running this car towards the end of last season, and it was pretty strong. You know, and it's a good long-run car. As the longer we run, it always gets faster, and we're trying to exploit that a little bit more this year.
How much do you think we'll see you on the tour this year?
You know, I don't know just yet. It all depends on how things shake out and the traveling and the schedule. So we'll have to play it by ear.
Okay. See you at the opener or no?
Definitely, yes.
Definitely at the opener. Okay, that's good to know. And by the way, the opener is Jennerstown on Saturday, May 13th. So we're under a month now. It's hard to believe we're finally going to get out there and have some fun. Told me you grew up around this. Your dad owned, what, an asphalt modified?
Yes, Wall Stadium. Yep.
So what was that like? I mean, how old were you when you realized what your dad was doing?
Probably like 8 or 9.
Were you fascinated with it?
Yes. Yeah, right from the beginning.
Is this what you always wanted to be then, Ben? Was it at this time of your life to be driving a race car?
Yeah, I saw the Supers run at Flemington when I was a kid. I don't remember how old I was, and I remember watching them, and my jaw hit the ground the first time they took laps. So I've always loved the Supers.
Okay. Were these winged Supers or regular Supers?
Winged, yep.
Winged. Okay, so that's what did it for you, huh?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
I still remember the first time I saw them, I saw that wing dive down as they went into the corner, and I was like, man, these are like the coolest race cars ever at this point. So when you started at 12 in go-karts, was that always the goal?
Not necessarily when I started. I just wanted to race. I didn't really know where I was going to end up or how it was going to, take place, but just had fun along the way.
And you told me you remember that very first night.
I do, yeah. Yep.
So you had no fear from the sound of it. You just went out and, and hit the gas and went, huh?
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah, he actually said I went out and ripped it. So did you win right away?
It took me a couple races. I didn't win the first one. It took me a couple.
And then once you started to win, because I know there's different levels of kart racing you could do, did you start moving up the ladder in that quickly?
Yes. Yeah, I only ran karts for 3 seasons. We moved up a couple times, won a bunch of races, championships. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I had a lot of fun doing it.
And that was all asphalt, no dirt stuff with the karts?
Yes, all asphalt.
Okay. So when was it time to move up, and how did you decide that the NEMA Midget was the next thing you needed to do?
Actually, I moved to a legend car when I was 15. Mm-hmm. So that was just a progression from the go-kart to the legend car.
I hear that series because you don't need a huge shop and everything. I hear the competition at Legends is brutal. Yes,
it is. It's tough. The cars are all the same, so you really have to focus on, small setup changes and how you drive it, more or less.
Are those spec engines in that or something like that, too?
They are, yes.
Okay, yep. So everybody has the same. There's no teardowns afterwards. So
nope.
So it's all about setup in the driver.
Yeah, pretty much.
Is there a lot you can change with those cars?
Not that much, no. Just setup stuff, springs, shocks, settings, but not too much.
So you really do have to learn about them before you start to win?
Quite a bit, yeah.
Did you do that, or did you win right away?
It took a couple seasons, and then once we got on a roll, we got going pretty good.
Actually won a Legend Car Championship, too. So NEMA Midgets, that seems to be one I keep hearing about from a lot of the drivers. And, of course, there's winged and non-winged there. That seems like a pretty competitive series also that really seems to be a nice feeder. Is that, when you got to that point, were you thinking that way?
Again, so when I started running midgets, I was just having fun with it. Didn't know where it was going to end up. It is a good feeder into the supers because it's got the wing. Mm-hmm. Run a lot of the same tracks. it is definitely a good stepping stone into the Supers.
4 straight championships. That's really something. Is that about the time you started thinking, maybe it is time to drive what I've always wanted to drive?
No, we were running
Really?
midgets, and I didn't get any opportunities, so I just kind of waited until Bruce Budnick finally put me in a car, and yeah, here I am now.
Where was that? Where was your first super race?
First one was at Waterford.
Oh, okay. How'd you do?
Yep.
Do you remember?
I smacked up.
Oh,
In the heat race. Yep.
Ah,
Yep.
what'd you do wrong? Or were you just a victim of circumstance?
Nope, I hit the throttle too hard.
Oh, really?
Front tires hit the fence. Yep.
Oh, tough way to learn, huh?
Yes, it was.
All right. So what came from that? Did you were able to keep the ride and keep going?
Yep, we went the season. Yes. Yep.
All right. Improved and learned from that, I hope?
Yep. Yep. Towards the end of the season, we were running decent. Yes.
Mm-hmm. When did you start to win?
The next season, I ran Dick Bean's car, and we won at Oswego.
That'd be pretty cool, right?
That was awesome, yeah.
Yeah.
That was a good race.
Nice, nice. So as you sit there now, you coming into this season, are we focused on pretty much just winning races, or are we focused on running consistent? What do we want to do? I would imagine win races, right?
Win races, be consistent. Yeah, all the above.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
What is the key to consistency? Is it the shop, or is it more what the driver does behind the wheel?
Mostly in the shop, a little bit of the driver.
Okay. Oh, just a little bit of the driver?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, I guess I figured it would be more, especially, because, I've watched you guys out there. There's no time to think. You get an opportunity, somebody moves up, you better shove that nose in there. I would imagine a lot of it's reflexes and time in the car.
Yeah, it could be.
Okay. What do you love about the Super so much? Because I know what I love about them. It's the speed of these things, how crazy fast they are. Is that you too?
Yeah, definitely the speed, the competition. Everybody is so good. You have to be on your toes to run up front. So I really enjoy it.
Have some favorite tracks that you like going to with the Super?
I like the big tracks. I like Jennerstown. I like Oswego, Thompson. Love Thompson.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like the big tracks.
Okay. Will you be doing that 5-race series? Because I know that they have put that together with 3 winged and 2 non-winged races at Oswego. Are we going to try for that?
That is the tentative plan, yes.
Mm-hmm. And the other thing, too, is you told me, unlike a lot of people, you actually liked the travel part, and you said you traveled right from the time you went from karts. You didn't stay at one track all the time?
Yes, correct. I do like going to different tracks. I enjoy moving around, for sure.
How do you like the stuff we have to do during the week, the shop work? Or do you even work on the car?
I try to get there as much as I can. I don't get there as much as I'd like to, because they're probably an hour and a half, 2 hours away.
That's what I thought. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Are you good in the shop?
I'm okay.
You're okay?
Yeah, I'm all right.
All right.
Yeah.
Do you have an area that you're good at, particularly?
No, just, I guess, a general, here or there.
Okay. Well, one of the biggest things is obviously being able to relay that information to the team, and I would imagine that's something you picked up pretty early on in your career, is to make sure to have that vocabulary to be able to say, okay, here's what's going on.
Yeah, so I did all of my setup stuff for the midgets and the legend cars and the go-karts pretty much, not by myself, but I was a big part of it, so I learned quite a bit of that when I was younger. So I feel like I have a pretty good understanding of, the mechanics of the car.
Mm-hmm. And you staying in shape on the mountain bike, so you'll be ready to go for the first race?
That's right, yep.
All right.
Yep.
Well, it's good meeting you, and again, we've got a few more people to get a hold of here, so we're trying to get a hold of everybody who you're going to see. Final thoughts, how about ISMA-MSS merger? Any thoughts there?
No, I hope Supermodifieds, continue to improve and put a good show on, and a lot of fans in the stands, and everybody's happy.
All right, well, I hope you're happy too. So I've got Ben's number now. He's got mine, so we'll keep in touch with him. So when something cool happens, I'll make sure I get a hold of you, and we'll tell everybody how you did it. Sound good?
All right, man. Sounds good.
All right, you take care, Ben. Guys, hit that blue E down there in the corner. Make sure to subscribe. Turn on all your notifications. Hit the likes, share, all that cool stuff. And it's going to be a wonderful season. ISMA and MSS together for 2023.